Hello everyone, thank you for coming to my persuasive speech today. I really appreciate you all being here. The topic's going to be on veganism and how it affects your health, how it affects animals, and how it affects the environment. So if you were given the opportunity to reduce your risk of many common chronic diseases, and as well as saving animals and the environment, would you? So that's a huge question to a lot of people, that think about being a vegan or don't really know what veganism is. So this may sound too good to be true, but the truth is that you actually can do it. A vegan diet is a diet without any animal products, meat, dairy, or eggs. So anything that inflicts harm on an animal or that has anything animal in it, we take that out, and that is what a vegan diet is. This is the best diet for your health and well-being of other animals. So not just you, but other animals too. Scientific evidence proves a vegan diet can be the healthiest way to eat. A vegan diet also is the most loving and compassionate way to eat. First, the most personal benefit is protective effects of your health. Animal products have been scientifically proven to cause many common illnesses and diseases, even early death. According to PETA, P-E-T-A for you guys that don't know, one of the largest studies on lifestyle and health found that the chances of dying from heart disease was significantly less for vegans than non-vegans. Some of these illnesses are coronary artery disease, diabetes, high cholesterol, cancers, obesity, and hypertension, just to name a few. The whole food vegan diet comprised of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds can prevent and even reverse heart disease. That's the American #1 killer is heart disease. So why are animal products so unhealthy? The nutrients and molecules in them, such as saturated fat, cholesterol, trans fat, acidic animal protein, and toxins that build up in the food chain. A plant-based diet is lacking in most of these nutrients and molecules. So number 2, the next most compelling argument for veganism is the effect that it has on animals themselves. So 98.7% of vegans claim to be a vegan for ethical reasons, for the animal themselves and, not harming them. So according to PETA, the animals raised for food can feel pain and fear just as dogs and cats and other pets that we have in our homes. These animals are mutilated without any painkillers and deprived of everything natural to them. This process is so inhumane up until these animals are slaughtered. They live in terrible, heart-wrenching conditions, from cages and things like that. Some people are asked, how do eggs harm animals? That's a really good question, because I've had people ask me that because I am a vegan. And, obviously meat is done when, an animal is murdered, or dairy is done in other different ways, but people ask about eggs. So with eggs, in the egg industry, baby male chicks have no use. So right when they're born, they're either ground up or while they're alive or suffocated in a garbage bag right after being born. So that is just very, very horrible. And then how does dairy harm animals? It's another good question people ask. So female cows are forcibly pregnated, and once their babies are born, they are stolen from them. So the babies are stolen from their mothers, and then put in cages that are too small for them to even stand up in. And then a few weeks later after that, they're just killed to mate into veal. This process is repeated over and over for the mom until she physically cannot have babies anymore, and then she is slaughtered because they don't need her anymore. When you eat meat, dairy, or eggs, you are paying others to cause suffering and death to other animals that feel just like you do. We find it morally wrong to pour gasoline on a dog and light them on fire, right? But why pick and choose what animals deserve our love and what other animals don't? So a pig and a cow and a chicken feel the same way as a dog and a cat and a hamster. In a 2020 PETA article, it is stated every year in the U.S. there are 48 million cases of food poisoning, and 3,000 of them are fatal. The overuse of antibiotics on factory farms have caused many of the bacteria found on animal flesh to become antibiotic resistant. Consumer reports find that more than half the chickens studied were actually infected with E. coli. This is very, very, very disgusting. Another ethical component of the vegan diet is that the effects on the environment. An animal-based diet is worse on the environment because they are higher on the food chain. Animal products waste energy and resources, such as food and water, and contribute to more pollution and deforestation. I read this thing one day. They said every 3 seconds, a football field in the rainforest is being cut down for agriculture. So animal products waste energy and resources such as food and water and contribute to more pollution and deforestation. In 2020, PETA article states a single pig, one pig, consumes 21 gallons of drinking water per day, while a cow on a dairy farm drinks 50. So that's more than double. The Environmental Protection Agency reports that roughly 80% of ammonia emissions in the U.S. come from animal waste. A single dairy cow emits 19.3 pounds of organic compounds each year, making dairies the largest source of smog-making gas, surpassing trucks and cars. Many people think that you need animal meat as your protein source, but really you're just eating the middleman. Plants can provide all the protein and amino acids that you need for proper nutrition, and you can also get all your nutrients from plants too. If you have time, I recommend watching the documentary Game Changers on Netflix. It's really good. It's from like more of an athletic standpoint. Arnold Schwarzenegger's in it, and pro athletes in the Olympics that talk about a plant-based diet and how much energy it's given them and how they feel better overall. It's very interesting and informative. Another good few movies that I've watched too are Cowspiracy and What the Health. They're really good documentaries. If you guys are more interested, I would definitely watch them. I also hear another excuse I hear often is money. So I can't afford a vegan diet. A vegan diet doesn't have to be expensive. Healthy, whole, plant-based foods are pretty cheap. Think about rice, beans, oats, whole grains, legumes, vegetables, fruits. They're all pretty cheap to get in the grocery store. Just because foods are labeled natural doesn't make it right. Eating meat and drinking cow's milk is such a tradition that we've done for years and years and years. But once again, that doesn't make it right either. So I hear all the time, meat just tastes good. Is the taste of meat worth more than the health of you or hurting animals? Or the health of the environment? Here are a few final thoughts. Veganism is such a huge change to make, but also so worth it. I can speak on this for personal experience. It takes effort. You will make many sacrifices. You may be made fun of by others. But the truth is, you have so much potential to make a positive change in the world. A positive change with your health, a positive change with the environment, a positive change in saving animals' lives. There's so many things with veganism that are positive. The negative, I can't even think of one negative thing. So I hope this talk somewhat persuaded you into veganism. I know, Julie, you were kind of thinking about it. You're on edge. I know sometimes you eat vegan. I know, Jordan, you're not really interested. But I hope this somewhat persuaded you. I hope that you can watch those documentaries. And I hope this helped. So thank you for being here again. And I hope you guys have a good night.